People have become too comfortable with being comfortable. It's too easy to be comfortable for us.
You're in a comfortable job and you know that no matter what happens, you're going to get paid. You know that no matter what happens, like nothing's going to change for you. Like that's it. You're going to get your wage at the end of the month. It's all good. You know what I mean? Company goes up, company goes down. Doesn't make a difference to you.
Everything's too easy for us, and I think people have leaned into that way too much.
When was the last time you made yourself uncomfortable on purpose?
The uncomfortable conversations is something you're going to have to get used to.
Someone who listened to this now and they're like, fuck, that might be me, man. Maybe I am too comfortable.
Yeah.
What should that person do?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the $1 Million Days podcast. I hope you are having a $1 million day. And if you're not, you will straight after this.
By the end of this, yeah. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
How good would that be? 1 hour. 1 hour and we turn your day from a horrible, miserable day to $1 million
To a
day.
10.
Just like that.
That's it. It can change that quickly, though.
Like Melbourne weather.
Yeah. You know, your how you're feeling is all in your head.
Hey, I heard this sick thing. Actually, I just put it on my Instagram. I couldn't tell you how long ago. But it's the way you look is how you feel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I was talking to someone about some people and I was like, why are they all fat? And then he said, the way you look is how you feel. And I just looked at him like, that's a good point. And then you think, these people don't have everything they want in life.
Or giving up on it.
Yeah, nice.
Or because it's too hard.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I
I know, see, we're starting to know each other too well. We're finishing each other's sandwiches.
Sandwiches, yeah. That's good. That's a good one, man. I actually steal that one from you.
Thanks.
But yeah, people get. We haven't even asked it yet. No, people get too comfortable too quickly, I guess, is where we're going with this.
Yeah, and that's the topic that we want to cover for today. And to jump right into this topic for today.
No fucking around.
No fucking around. I became aware of this just recently. And as recently as, say, 3 weeks ago, I was on holidays in Noosa.
You got to stop giving time frames. What if
Fuck
we
that.
post this in 9
Who cares?
months?
Who cares?
All right. Go. Noosa?
They'll figure it out. They'll go, fuck, this guy goes to Noosa regularly.
So,
They'll see it. He goes on holidays all the time.
so where were you?
So I was in Noosa on a family holiday over the Christmas period, to be specific. And it's something we tend to do annually. However, this was the very first time that I picked up on this. And I think it was only because I've started to make significant changes to to my health and fitness. So we're at the pool, sitting around, and I was people watching as the kids are playing in the pool. And my wife was sitting there having a couple of drinks by the pool and doing what she's doing. I started to people watch, and I was really fascinated that I actually picked this up because you could probably say I'm a little bit oblivious to what goes on around me as far as people because I just don't care enough.
You've never people watched before?
No, I haven't. Not really. Not really. But this time I was looking, and I was actually looking at the blokes that were all there. So I would say that this resort that we stayed at, RACV resort in Noosa, and it's a nicer type of a resort. So I would say most people that are at this place would have a somewhat professional job because it's not exactly cheap. It's not ridiculously expensive, but it's not cheap. If you're going to stay there for a week, you're going to be spending thousands.
So that probably
For a
earning
family
6
holiday.
figures.
Yeah, let's just say, probably a good way to look at it. So most of these people, I reckon, at this resort were six-figure people. And having spoken to a few of them, because a lot were from Melbourne as well, speaking to a few of them, they were all professionals in what they were doing and had some pretty good jobs. But the one thing I noticed, all right, let's just say there was 100 guys there. There was 5 blokes that were in really good shape. And when I say good shape, I mean probably 12 to 14% body fat. All right, so some were ripped, some had proper six-packs. Others, you go, okay, you're in shape.
Like you're slim.
You're slim, but also muscular.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd say there's probably only 5 out of 100. Every other person there was fat, was overweight. Like not to like call an ace of spades an ace of spades. They were overweight. And there were a lot of people there that were unhealthy. So there were some people that were just, okay, you're out of shape. Then there's other people that, okay, mate, you're pushing heart attack territory. And it was funny, I was speaking to my trainer about this as well, my PT, and I said this exact same thing to him. I was blown away when I actually started to take notice of it. It was like day 2. I'm like, fuck, everyone's fat here. Everyone is overweight. And he goes, my PT said to me, he goes, yeah, the next thing that you'll start to notice is you'll start to notice what people eat. Because you're watching what you're eating and you're making conscious decisions not to go out and have cake and ice cream and all that sort of stuff, and you'll start to notice what everyone else is eating. And I said to him, I go, 100%. I actually did that at the resort as well because we had buffet breakfast in the morning. And I remember seeing kids. They were loading up and these kids they were overweight, probably, I don't know, 9 to 13, whatever it might have been. Overweight kids piling their plate with donuts, Cocoa Pops, croissants, like things that were desserts, but that were available on the buffet table, but they were putting it on their plate. Now, that obviously comes from somewhere. The parents are obviously, you look at the parents and they're probably much the same as what they're doing as well and what they're eating.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, it got me thinking as well, and why I wanted to have this discussion with you today, which you also reminded me about, it was people have become too comfortable with being comfortable. It's too easy to be comfortable for us. We don't have to go out and hunt for our food. We don't have to go out and walk for kilometres to pick up water or whatever it might be. We're too comfortable. Everything's too easy for us, and I think people have leaned into that way too much.
Why?
I reckon it's society pressures. I reckon it's laziness. I reckon it's a survival thing as well. Like from, let's go real caveman, they're conserving as little energy as possible because they need to survive. And I think that's built into us because it's hard. To be uncomfortable is a difficult thing. You have to physically or mentally and physically put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, but that's where growth is in all areas.
Dude, I put up a post the other day and I wrote, first time I hired a coach was 2016, 17, something like that. And I hired my first coach. And in our first session together, so this wasn't, hadn't even hired him at this point. He was like, come, we'll have a chat, and if you like it, we'll continue. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Sorry, coach for what? Just out of...
I was working in real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went and I saw him and we had a chat, and he said to me, when was the last time you made yourself uncomfortable on purpose? And I just looked at him thinking, what? Like, what a weird thing to say. I swear to God, when he said that, I was thinking, yeah, I'll just see this session now. Do you know what I mean? I thought, what a weird guy. Yeah. Why would I make myself uncomfortable on purpose? Like, life is all about doing the things you like and getting comfortable, right?
Yeah. And things that are easy.
Yeah, things that are easy. Like, why would you go do the hard thing? Like, it made no sense to me at the time. And yeah, and he's actually the reason why I have a cold shower every day now. Yeah, because he's like to me, have you ever had a cold shower? And I was like,
why the fuck would I do that?
That is bizarre. Why would I do that? It makes no sense. My hot water's fine. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, and then he actually obviously got through to me, and I ended up working with him for about 18 months. I'm actually still in contact with him today.
Beneficial? Good 18 months?
Yeah, he was great. He's really, really good coach. And he taught me a lot of stuff. I had some moments with him where it was like blew me away. And I was just like, whoa. Like,
that's what you want from a coach,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's what you want, man. You want them to show you something, pick up on the patterns that you're doing. You know what I mean? And I can remember one specific moment where he stopped and he's like, hey, and he drilled me.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving thinking, fuck this guy, man, like, well, I'm paying him and he's talking to me like that. Like, do you know what I mean? And yeah, he blew me away. But he was the first person to bring that whole notion of, you know, when was the last time you purposefully made yourself uncomfortable? But so why do we do it? Why does everyone do it? What's the... You reckon it's just a survival thing? Like, no, in the sense of why don't people put themselves in uncomfortable positions? You know, why do we lean into what's easy? Why is it easier to have the cake than it is to not have dessert? Why is it easier to eat the meal that you feel like the fattier meal? Why is it easier to have the burger than the salad? Why is it, you know what I mean? Because you never sit there like, burger, should I? You know, you always like, you'll dive straight in. Why? Why do we do that?
I think it comes down to how readily available everything is for us.
But the salad's just as available.
Yeah, well, it doesn't taste as good, so it's not as pleasing for us. So again, not as pleasing, not as easy. I have to stomach that salad, and I'm not going to get that initial satisfaction of having the burger, the chips, the cake, the Coke.
But don't you think you feel better when you have the salad?
Initially. Oh, sorry, yes, yeah, in the long term, absolutely. Absolutely. And you can, look, salads don't have to taste bad. Like, I've had some pretty amazing salads. But I think, again, people prefer that sugary, fatty taste. It tastes better for us. It tastes better to us than what it would the actual food itself, the healthier option.
It's a short-term pleasure. Like
Absolutely it is.
Absolutely. Not willing to withstand the
pain of today.
Longer-term gratification.
Yeah, yeah. And that's something even like delayed gratification is massive.
That's the delayed gratification.
It's huge. And I was having this chat with my wife the other day. And she's like, oh, why don't you go get those shoes? I was going to buy some new shoes or something. She's like, I'll just get them. Like, I can afford it. I'm like, nah, that's all right. I want to do this before I get that, and I'll reward myself with that. I was saying I was going to do an event. And I said, when we do the event, we have a good event, I'll reward myself and go out and get it. I don't need to get it right now. Could have very easily done it.
Yeah.
They weren't going to break the bank, these shoes. I said, no, I'll wait. And it's also, I want to teach my children that as well, having that delayed gratification. You're not going to get everything you want today. I'm not going to go to the gym tonight and then tomorrow going to have a six-pack. I have to work for it. It's got to be hard. It needs to be challenging. It needs to be worth it. In order for to have these things that you want, you need to be willing to work for it. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. And it's evident when things are easy, like we're saying with the weight, it's easy to be fat. It is so easy to be fat. It's easy to be lazy. It's so easy. You sit home, play PlayStation all day, watch TV, eat junk food, not exercise, not communicate with people, sit in your own cocoon, do your own thing. Now, you're going to get that comfort today, but later on in life, you're going to pay for it. That's 100%. What people, it's in everything. And it's not until I really started to deep dive into this, and not just from health perspective, but also from business, from life, from everything. Not until you invest and put in the hard yards that things become better in the future.
Have you heard the marshmallow test?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I have.
About
tell the viewers for those that haven't heard it before.
Do you know it well?
I know it well enough. Yeah. So it's the concept of I can't remember. It was some psychologists quite a long time ago. They put a marshmallow in front of a child, a 5-year-old, let's say, and say they just put it in there and said, "Hey, how are you?" And this kid's looking at the marshmallow and they're going, "Oh, do you like that marshmallow?" It's like, "Yeah, I really do. Would you like it?" She goes, "Yes." Okay, look, I just need to go inside and make a quick phone call. You can have this marshmallow now, or if you wait for me to get back, I will bring you another marshmallow and you'll have 2. What do you want to do? And initially, most of the children were like, "Oh no, I'll wait. I'll have that other marshmallow." Some said, "No, I'll take that one now." But most of them said, "We'll wait for the second marshmallow." So they go away for about 5-6 minutes. Now, each of these kids are looking at the marshmallow, they're touching it, they're smelling it, some lick it, whatever they're doing. They're infatuated by this marshmallow. 80% of those kids ate the marshmallow before the psychologist came back. 80% of them. There was only 20% of the children that waited that extra time to get the second marshmallow. And when she came back, she had a second marshmallow. She go, "Here you go, you can have 2 now." And they followed this study on as well to look at how that affected that individual child as they grew up as well. And they found that the 20% that waited for the marshmallow, the second one, ended up going on and having really successful lives, really successful careers, because they were able to have that delayed gratification in there. And it was on social media for a little while. I think it was a couple of years ago where people were doing that to their kids to see if they would wait or not. I'd been meaning to do it, but I never actually got around to it out of curiosity. But I reckon my kids would do it. I reckon they would wait.
They'd wait?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Maybe my daughter might be.
Would they wait because you tell them?
Potentially,
like it could
person? Be that. It could be that too. Yeah, that might influence it as well.
100%.
Yeah, that might influence it too. But it's it's definitely interesting. But you look at it as well with adults and what you want now. Like how easy is it to go and put a brand new pair of shoes on a credit card? How much credit card debt is there in this country? It's huge. There's no delayed gratification. They're like, "Oh no, it's not your money."
Well, as in saving up first.
Yeah, like when do you ever hear about lay-by? Have you ever heard about people putting something on lay-by anymore?
Afterpay, shut that down.
Afterpay, yeah, that's right. Afterpay.
We'll
yeah,
give
yeah.
you the product first.
Sorry?
We'll give you the product first. Yeah,
Yeah, but
brilliant.
that's, again...
Brilliant concept.
Yeah, great concept, again. And you could say, the cash flow, they're helping it with that. But it's still, most people are spending money they don't have when it comes to that sort of stuff. Whether it's Afterpay, whether it's your credit card, they can't wait to save up, $10,000 to go and buy that necklace.
So
They'll go into debt now and pay 23% interest or 25% interest.
yeah, okay, but hold on. So do you think that's a bad thing?
In what regard?
Just in general, like, do you think that is not good that they do that?
Yeah, most of the time. It depends on what is in to use the credit card to buy something
to get a loan, to get a car.
No, it depends. It depends what if it's detrimental to you. Like most people are getting loans for cars. All my cars, at least, but that's because I've offset them against the business. But that's different. But I think when you're using your card to go and just reward yourself and buy things because you can, because the card allows you to, I think you're in trouble then, especially when you get to the end of that month and you don't pay the card off and the interest just accumulates. And that's what's happening with a lot of people. They've got credit card debt that just keeps piling on. And when I was a kid, when I was in my early 20s, I had a credit card and it was the worst thing I ever had. I love credit cards now. I reckon credit cards are a cheat code. And this isn't financial advice for anyone listening or watching. But when I had that credit card initially, I didn't understand how to manage my money. And every month, because I had an apartment that I owned, and I'd put all the body corporate fees on there, I'd put all this sort of stuff on there, and every month I would be getting charged $300, $400, $500 in interest. And it's like I'd put some money on the card, but the card was never going down because I was just paying off interest at ridiculous rates.
Paying the bank.
Yeah. It would have been cheaper for me just to go and get a personal loan, pay for those things at 2-3% as opposed to paying 25% on the card each time. So I didn't understand that concept.
Yeah. But
I learnt it.
Yeah, exactly. That was the price you paid for the lesson.
Yeah. Now I leverage my credit cards in the business all the time. We put hundreds of thousands of dollars on the credit cards every month because we use that cash flow. We get the benefits with points and rewards and all these other things with it. So... But in the same token, I won't go out now and go, okay, perfect example. I am selling my car. And when I sell it, I could afford to go and buy...
Which car?
The Disco, the Land Rover.
Why do you call it Disco?
It's a Discovery.
Oh, Discovery, okay. That makes sense. I was like, Disco?
It's the lingo,
Colourful
mate.
lights.
It's the lingo.
No, man, I'm not a...
When you have a Land Rover one day, we can have that discussion again.
Not yet.
Not yet. But, so, no worries. I'll go out there, finance it through the business, tax deduction, no sweat. I'm not going to do that. Because you know what's cooler than driving a brand new Land Rover? Driving a fucking Ferrari. Okay, so delayed gratification. I can go out there and get that $200,000 car now, but I'm actually deciding, you know what? I'm going to restructure a few things, get a few different company utes. I'm going to get a few work utes for my employees. I'm going to take back one of my work utes that I've got. I'm going to drive that around for a little while. And then next year, when the position changes, when I decide, maybe I'll go out and buy that newer car, or I'll buy another car, or I'll do whatever I decide to do. Don't know yet. Maybe I'll buy another ute because I'm delaying the gratification. I don't need to go out and buy that $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 car now. And I could do it.
Yeah.
I can afford it. I'm in a position where I can afford to go out and buy a $300,000, $400,000 car. Is it the right thing to do right now? I don't think so. Especially as I can structure things differently to be advantageous to me in business.
So, okay. So is that a comfort thing though, or is that just being smart with your money? Do you know what I mean? Because the two, are you relating it to short-term gratification?
I think it is a level of comfort, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I'm not ready for that car, that Ferrari. Yeah, it'd be sick. But you know what I mean? I'm not ready for that now, even though I could get it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it.
Why?
Why? Because financially it's not the best. No, not from a deserving point of view. I deserve fucking the world. Not from that point of view. I'm saying from the perspective of there's other things I need to do first. Because I want, like we're talking about $1 million days.
Yeah.
That's going to hinder $1 million days for me. Because the money I'm using for that vehicle perhaps it means I spend less on ads now. Because, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't spend 10 grand on ads this month.
Yeah.
Because I've got to spend $4 grand on my car. I better knock that back a bit. Oh, Robbie, just, make it work, make your magic happen and do it for $4 grand this month.
Did you like my my post about advertising?
Yes,
stopping
I did.
advertising.
Yeah.
It's like stopping your watch.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one too. Well, I commented on one of them today. Did you see that one? But that's right. You go, most people are asleep.
Yeah.
And I said, don't wake them up.
Oh, did you? I just haven't seen it.
Don't wake them up. Let them fucking sleep. But that comes
sleeping.
exactly into what we're
Comfort.
talking about. They're sleeping at the wheel.
You're good at this.
Thanks, man.
You-
Thanks. But they're sleeping at the wheel. They're
Oh,
fucking don't realise it.
100%, dude.
Can I just tell you guys, if you're listening to this right now, which I know there's so many. There are so many people listening to this.
Thousands of relatives.
Relatives. My mum's downloaded this 15,000 times and that's how we get the ads. That's how we get the views up.
Biggest fan.
Where was I going with that? Shit.
I don't know, but I got a great story.
Don't say it because I'm about to say that. What were we saying? Shit.
We're talking about people being asleep.
They're asleep at the wheel. Oh, yes. I know where I was going with that. One of the things that you can do to achieve the things that you want to achieve these days is just simply being consistent. Be consistent and disciplined. And you will just work a little bit harder than everyone else. It's not fucking hard. People are not working.
Oh, people are not doing anything.
People are not
dude.
working.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's so easy not to work these days.
But
have you heard the concept? Fuck, this shits me. Have you ever heard the concept silently quitting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when they've quit mentally.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yes. So they're silently quitting. They're working
Less.
to the level of their pay. I think it's something along those
So like
lines.
they would have been working to like 100% initially when they started.
Yeah.
And now they've already mentally resigned from this role. Well, they might be there for another 3 years, but they're now working at 75%.
Yeah, they look at it and they go, well, I'm not getting paid extra to be here 5 minutes extra. So I'm going to leave, first of all. Like, that's just one thing. Or I'm not getting paid to reload the copier.
Yeah.
Right? That's someone else's job.
Yeah, that's bad culture, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely that too,
That's
sure.
horrible
for sure,
culture.
For sure. That would definitely come there as well.
You know what I mean?
But there would be people that have that level of entitlement where they're like, no, I'm not doing that. Why should I do more? Why should I do more? When really, by doing a little bit more, by doing those extra things, it can actually benefit you more than anyone else in the business or in life.
I don't think that's do you relate that to pay?
I relate that to success.
I relate that to culture, massively, massively culture. Because I do stuff. And I've worked in workplaces where I'm like, fuck this. Like, no one's loading the paper. I'm not loading the paper. Like, you know what I mean? You're all going to be dickheads.
That's funny. I've never felt like that.
Screw you all. Like, yeah. You've never worked in a really bad...
Probably not.
Dude, trust me. Like, I've done it before. Or you'll see, like, you do everything right at the start and then you'll notice that no one else does it. And then you're like... And then you eventually get so fed up that you... Like, I remember, dude, I used to work somewhere and... I remember the printer ran out of paper.
Yeah.
And then one of the proper thing to do is go get a new binder of paper or whatever they're called and load it up.
You obviously don't print much, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm a digital guy. Why? What's it called? Is it called a binder?
Why would it? I don't know.
What's it called? The paper thing.
A ream?
Ream. That's the one. Good stuff. Hold on.
Thanks. I've got a paper diary.
You get a new... We'll touch on that
We'll
later.
touch on that in a
We'll
sec.
touch on that later. The proper thing is to go get a ream of paper or whatever and load it up, right? And then I saw another guy and he was printing something and it said the tray's out of paper and he just opened a different tray and took like a bunch out of there and put it in his up one. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't fix the problem. Like, you know what I mean?
Just
Like,
passes it on to someone else.
yeah, you are making it go away. You're taking medicine. You're numbing the pain.
Just a Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's a Band-Aid. Like, fucking fix it. Don't be lazy. You know what I mean? But when you see that constantly, dude, and you're around it for a long period of time, osmosis is real, yeah? And then you become the same. Why should I care? If no one cares, why should I care?
Yeah.
Like, if no one here cares, and I can care so much and nothing will happen, it won't make a difference because my care will just get dispersed among everyone else and it's almost like watering it down.
Yeah, 100%. I can definitely see how that's the case in the bad culture because it would stem from the top.
Yeah.
The boss would probably do the exact same fucking thing.
Potentially.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what I that makes sense to me.
Yeah, and then that's when silently quitting.
What I've seen, potentially. But what I've seen in my experience though is I've always gone above and beyond. I've just made it my business not to be fucking lazy. Like, do it. I can do this. Why am I going to wait for someone else to do it? This happened to me years ago. I think I've told this story about the driving a truck. I'm not sure. So I used to work building fences when I was in uni, and like timber paling fences on houses and stuff like that. And it was a family friend I was working for. And one day he got me to, I was probably, I reckon 19. I was in second year or first year of uni or TAFE, whatever it was. So I was 19 years old. I'd been driving for a year or whatever it was. I was a confident driver because I was young and I thought I was the best driver on the planet. But he had a truck, like a truck that's big enough to drive on the biggest truck you can drive on a normal license. That's what he had. And it was manual as well. I could drive manual, no worries. But his guy that was working for him quit. And he calls me up and goes, hey, you need to drive the truck. It's on you. I said, oh, I can't do that. I was fucking shitting myself. I was actually genuinely scared. Like, not scared. I was like, I can't do that. I can't. I'm not going to drive it. I was trying to make excuses. I even I was saying to my dad, oh, look, I don't want to drive. Can you call him and say he's not driving it? Or that's like, I was full on. I was actually real nervous to do it. Anyway, he pulls me aside and says, listen, he goes, jump in the car, we'll go for a drive together. He goes, it's not fucking hard. He goes, if that dumb shit who just left me, the guy is an oxygen thief, if he can fucking drive it, you're 10 times the man, 10 times the ability, you can drive it. Don't let this barrier get in your way. You can do it. You can do anything you want. Like, if he can do it, you can do it. There is no difference between the two of you. Go. I got in the car, drove it, fuck, it was fine. It was easy. It was I made it worse in my head.
You got in your own way.
I did. I got in my own way. Where were we going with that story? Oh, so that's where I saw like a real change in myself after that moment was I can do anything. I'm not going to wait for someone else to do it for me. I'm going to do it. Regardless of what they feel, think, believe, I'm going to do it like this. This is how I'm going to be. And honestly, ever since that day, because building fences is a shit job. Shout out to all my fences out there.
Yeah.
Shit. It is a hard job. Like the manual handling associated with that is
Would it
massive.
be worse than bricklaying?
Yeah, I reckon.
But what?
Yeah, I reckon.
Really?
It's up there. It's definitely
Dude,
up there. It's
come
definitely
on,
up there. You think about it. You got to pull down the old fence.
Yeah.
All right. So you pull it down, then you got to pick it up. You got to put it on a truck. Sometimes you have to take the truck to the tip, unload all the stuff. All right. Drive back. So that's that. So you got to pick up that existing fence 2-3 times. Then you get the new timber. You either have to load it onto the truck or you get it delivered to the job. But then you have to pick up a post. You got to put it in the hole. You got to dig the holes. Pick up the post. Yeah, it's fucked.
The worst thing.
Especially in bad soil.
Yeah.
You're not Bayside, it's digging holes is the worst.
Yeah.
So you put the post in, then you got to level the post. You got to pick it up again, level it, get everything in. You got to pick up a rail, pick up the plinth, pick up paling. So you're picking up every piece of timber.
What's a plinth?
A plinth is like that bottom piece of timber that all the palings sit on.
Oh, okay.
So you've got to pick up every piece of timber 2, 3, 4 times. So if you add that up at the end of the day, you're picking up tons of material. So it's really, really tiring job. And especially when you get a hard job, it's not fun, shit access and everything's bad. But anyway, I always made it my point to always not be lazy and to do things. Just to get it done. Let's do it. So I would always be the type, I reckon, that would load that copy machine. But back onto your topic, if the culture was that bad, I probably just would have left.
So if I was
doing
doing
my growth
something,
wouldn't be there.
yeah, if you, and I did leave,
Yeah.
but if you are doing it on your own, you'll generally have a different, like even if the workplace is shit or the work is shit, you'll still do what you got to do.
Yeah, and I think I'd get
and-
satisfaction out of that for myself.
Yeah, and that's what I was like with real estate, because real estate, you don't spend time in the office. Do you know what I mean? Like you are in the office every now and again, but you're not there most of the time.
Yeah, right.
So a lot of the time you're on your own.
I would have thought you'd be in the office more,
Nah, real estate, dude. You should be
making deals.
doing you're doing appointments, you're doing opens, you might spend the morning in the office.
Yeah.
Come in early, get your emails done, punch out calls, get out, go business meetings,
meet up
taking
with
people
clients.
to their homes, doing vendor meetings and things like that. So there was a bit different because you could be in a shitty culture place and you could avoid it for most of the day. Whereas with when you're working like a 9 to 5, where you have to be there for 8 hours, and it's a shitty workplace, and everyone's like, fuck this, fuck that, and fuck this place, and and you know what I mean? They always, dude, it's horrible. It is horrible.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been in that environment.
Yeah. Oh man, that's it's quite an experience. Horrible experience, but it's good to experience.
Yeah, I can
because
see it.
then like you can see when things are going sour in your own business, and then you can be like, whoa, you can't don't do that because I've experienced that, and that's not nice to be on the other side of.
There could be opportunity though, even in that business. So say you are the shining light in that business.
It's usually a very big business as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can see that. But say if you're a shining light in that space, you're generally, if you've still got, say the culture shit, but you've got good managers or you've got good directors, a shining light's going to shine. Like they're going to see that too.
What happens in those businesses? If you might have your direct manager, might be okay, but the person above him who's calling the shots is a dud. Do you know what I mean? So even though you might have a good direct manager that you can report to and they're okay and you're okay, the reality is when you look at everything, most people are there sticking around because it's comfort.
That's right. They get there, they clock in 9,
Dude,
they clock
they
out at 5.
are so used to being... I used to work at Mercedes-Benz in Doncaster. Dude, I went there when I got back from Europe.
Just recent, like last year?
Yeah, I went back just because I was going to drop something off. Yeah, I was dropping lunch off to someone there. And I walked in.
Is that Uber, part-time
Yeah,
Uber Eats?
I work in Uber. If you ever see me, say hello. And I walked in, and I walked into where I used to work, and there was some of the same people sitting there doing the exact same shit. And
Do you reckon they hated it?
Deep down, yeah, 100%. 100%, dude.
So
Without a doubt,
I find that fascinating.
There was a lady that's been there. Shout out to Vicky.
Hey, Vicky.
She would never try and convince anyone that she liked her job. Like she hated it.
Yeah.
It was clear as day. Clear as day.
Tell her boss when he walks in, hey, having a good day?
He knows.
Why the fuck would I have a good day here? You serious? Go get me a coffee.
Dude, I've seen situations, but why wouldn't she leave? It's comfort. She'd been with the company for 35, 40 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, she doesn't know anything else. It's that this is all I know. And everything that I don't know is scary.
That's right. Uncomfortable.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, one of my favorite things Gary Vee has ever said, he tells this story about how people are living their lives, right? He's talking about awareness. And he says how, he goes, you know when you're driving and you're fucking around on your phone and you're not paying attention to the road? But you're driving and you're fucking around on your phone, you don't know how fast you're going, you don't know anything, and you're doing shit you shouldn't be doing. That if you pay attention, you'll know you shouldn't be doing it. And you do that, and then all of a sudden, blue and red lights. And what happens? You shit yourself, right? Oh, fuck, I'm done here. And then they go around you. And then you're like, oh, like that big relief. And then you fucking sit up and you're like, fucking better, like 2 hands on the wheel, you know what I mean? Pay attention, what's the speed limit? And then 5 Ks down the road, you're back to doing the same shit again. And he goes, that's how everyone's living their lives. You know, we're all fucking around, not paying attention, no one knows what's going on. And then someone gets a health scare. And then you stop for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God, okay, what really matters? Okay, no, we should be eating like this. We need to look after this. I'm overweight. And and you go and you do it for 6 months. And then you fall back into your old patterns and you go back to doing the same shit again.
Yeah, and I was listening to a podcast along those lines as well, still currently halfway through it. And they're saying, okay, so you're talking about health and fitness, for example, going back to that. And it's like, well, what's your goal? And I want to have a 6-pack by summer. And cool, so you work hard, you eat right, you do everything. Because the funny thing is when you achieve that 6-pack, you don't turn around and go, oh, I'm happy now. I'm happy now. This is great. I've got a 6-pack. I'm so happy.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have to.
So happy. And it's like what most people that really get the most out of that is they enjoy the process of getting the 6-pack. They go, look at this, look at my journey, look at how I've done this from here to here. And the other thing he was saying as well is it's not the goal of the 6-pack that is really the meaningful part of that. It's the healthy lifestyle that you're going to live from this point on. That's what's going to maintain that. Because what happens, a lot of people get that 6-pack, they have it for summer, then they go back to eating chocolate and cakes and ice cream and junk food and all that sort of stuff, and winter their shit again. And they go, oh, far, I better get back into the gym so I can have the 6-pack for summer. Whereas if you just maintain a healthy lifestyle and eat properly and exercise all the time,
it becomes a way of life.
That's it. It becomes a way of life. It's your habit. And that's what really becomes the rewarding thing about it. And that's what makes you fulfilled and makes you happy. And yeah, it's. Have you read that book, Eat the Frog?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't.
Brian Tracy.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a small book. It's just about procrastination.
Yeah,
And
it's
just
kind of like that.
Do the ugly thing or the big thing first.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? Eat the frog.
Yeah,
Because if you had to do 50 things and one of them was eat a frog, leaving that till last is not going to make it any better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I heard something cool about that as well. It's like when you say you're getting into a ice bath.
Yeah,
Just looking at it doesn't get, the longer you look at it, doesn't get warmer.
No.
Doesn't get any warmer. It's still cold.
Yeah, it's just like, just do it. And that's one thing, dude, even ice baths, like I don't wait now. Like just jump straight in.
Yeah.
Just get it. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you told me
Dude,
that.
the
You
worst
don't let
ones.
you don't let your mind, when you say go, it means go.
Yeah, when I say yes, you can't say no. Shout out Tony Robbins.
TR.
Yeah.
TR.
The big dog.
Let's get him on.
Yeah. Dude, he's like 2 meters tall. When I peep through that door.
Oh my God.
But yeah, man, when I was working at Mercedes-Benz in South Melbourne, I went out for lunch with my cousin and his boss. They were both in real estate. His boss was a director of a real estate agency. And we're sitting on Lygon Street. Yeah. And we're having lunch and he turns to me and he's like, come work for us. And I'm like, no chance. Like, dude, I was comfortable. I was so comfortable. Yeah. Company car, good money, been working at this place for 5+ years at the time.
Nearly long service leave coming around the corner.
Oh, dude, like I was at the point where I was kind of convincing myself that this is probably the next 30 years. Don't like he said, why would I leave? It was Mercedes Benz. I was working at what was the biggest Mercedes Benz in the Southern Hemisphere at the time. I was like, why would I leave here? Like I'll just end up running this place.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Have an AMG one day,
Yeah.
you made it.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. Like meeting high-end clients, you know, I've got a really good job and I'll just stick to it. And then he said, yeah, comfort's a killer. And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, comfort's a killer. And I said, well, like, what do you mean? I didn't get it. And he's like, you're in a comfortable job and you know that no matter what happens, you're going to get paid. You know that no matter what happens, like nothing's going to change for you. Like that's it. You're going to get your wage at the end of the month. It's all good. You know what I mean? Company goes up, company goes down. Doesn't make a difference to you. And he goes, and he pointed at my cousin. And he's like, if he doesn't sell any properties this month,
He's not eating.
yeah. He goes, there's a level of hunger there. And at the time, I didn't know how much of an impact that statement was going to make on my life. But now I walk around telling people, comfort's a killer. And whenever I get too comfortable with something, I stop it. Anything. Dude, I quit coffee twice a year.
Yeah.
Every year. Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm getting too comfortable with it.
What do you mean?
It's
You're
an
allowed to.
addiction.
Yeah, but it's, really? I mean,
You don't reckon?
No, I mean, I have a coffee every day.
You're not a big coffee drinker.
No, I am.
You? No, you're not.
I am.
How many coffees do you have a day? I feel like you go days without having coffee.
Never.
Never? Serious?
I'd have coffee in the morning when I get to work.
Every single morning. Do you have a coffee on a Sunday?
Every single morning. Every single day. And I'd have, when I'm at
Okay.
work, I cheat a little bit. So I have what's that, Blend 43? The Nescafe. I know it tastes like shit.
Living
but
large.
I used to have, what happened was I was drinking lattes every day and just all the milk killed it. I put on weight because I was just having so much milk throughout the day. And then I cut out the milk and I actually dropped a couple kilos as a result of that.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So I substituted my lattes for just the Blend 43 with a bit of milk. So I have that most mornings, pretty much every morning.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, I'll always have a Greek coffee.
Okay.
During the day, like during work.
Try
But
have you ever
I
stopped?
feel like I could stop right now and be fine.
Yeah, but have you ever?
But I also feel like I could have a coffee and then go straight to bed.
Oh yeah, you're definitely tripping. Oh, we've had this conversation.
I just don't feel
you're
like it
definitely
affects
tripping.
me.
Get a whoop. Get a whoop.
You get a whoop.
I've got 3.
So
No, dude.
I feel like I could stop coffee fine. No,
Yeah.
I don't
But have you
I
done it?
never felt like a need. No.
Oh, try
if
it,
I've gone
try
on
it.
holiday, say for example,
Right,
like
yeah. Don't have a coffee for 3 days.
oh man, I reckon
See if
I'll
you
be
get
fine.
headaches.
I reckon I'll be fine. I drink a lot of water.
No, it's just not a hydration thing. Most people get headaches. Even now, like when I stop, I get headaches.
I'm gonna try it.
But I stop
Taste
to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mind thing, dude. Like you know, like to challenge yourself. It's like
I just enjoy it more. I just enjoy the taste.
Yeah,
that's
but-
what it is more. I've never felt the need for a coffee ever.
Oh, so you don't feel tired and sit there, give me a coffee.
Oh, never.
What?
Never. I've never
Yeah.
gone. I don't get tired of
You know
giving
what
me a
that?
coffee.
You know what that says?
What?
You're ridiculously addicted.
To coffee?
Yeah.
Man, I guarantee I'm not going to have a coffee. That's my last one for the day.
Go.
For the next 3 days.
All right.
I'm going to message you on, what day was it?
Today, Tuesday,
Tuesday. I'm going to message you Thursday. Tuesday?
Saturday.
Thursday, Thursday. I'll message you on Friday. On Saturday. Saturday.
So you can
Saturday
go Wednesday.
morning.
You'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's
no
it.
coffee.
You heard it here first. No coffee.
All right. You're
3
gonna get a
days.
headache, man.
You're going to get a headache.
I mean, I do all the time.
I'm not going to get a headache.
All right. I hope you don't.
I hope I don't too, because I get migraines. So
But yeah,
I don't want one.
it's an addiction thing, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. How do I now get myself out of that comfort zone? Like, what do I have to do? Do you know what I mean? Dude, I fast. Like, and I've just really recently started doing it properly again. Like I haven't eaten today. Well, my first meal will be dinner. But even with that, I'll do like multiple days of no food. Just because it's like push yourself out of your comfort zone. Do something that stretches you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I hate running.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it with there is nothing. No, I cannot understand people sit there going for runs mad. Makes no sense to me at all.
What about riding a bike?
A little bit more fun.
A little bit more fun.
Do you
Do you
reckon?
dress up in lycra?
Sorry?
You get dressed up in lycra?
I wear like right home anyway.
Just may as well jump on the bike then.
Yeah. Just don't have a bike.
Just don't have a bike.
Just don't
It's got lycra.
bought the lycra first. Yeah. You don't do that. Yeah, I don't know about the lycra, but I would ride a bike. I just feel like that would be a little. You just get around quicker. Whereas when you're running, there's nothing. Like it takes ages to get somewhere, and you're just going. I hate it,
Yeah.
but I do it, not because
Oh, do you go? Yeah, you do. You do
Yeah.
a few runs.
yeah, but not because I want to do it. Not because I like. Actually, you remember how we were talking about ice baths on first or second episode or whatever? They actually released this study. It was on a podcast. Did you see that podcast with David Goggins?
I've seen a few.
And it was recent.
No.
I can't remember the guy's name who interviews him. He's like a neurologist kind of dude. And he talks about how there's a certain part of your brain that grows when you put yourself through some level of suffering.
I think I have heard of this before.
It's gone viral at the moment. And when you do something here's the thing though, you have to not want to do it. If you sit there, cold shower now, it's going to be refreshing, you don't get the gain. Even if you do the physical thing, you don't get the gain. The gain comes from you doing what you don't want to do. Like you going for a run and your legs are killing and you've got shin splints and you hate it and doing it anyway. But if you go for a run and you like it, you won't get the gain. If you like the cold shower and you do it, you won't get the gain. If you hate it and you're terrified and you do it, you get the gain. You know, same thing with the ice or whatever it is. It's about putting yourself through that some level of suffering and you get a level of gain. Like there's actually, they do brain scans and they can see the difference in your brain from pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So I think like with the cutting the coffee out, cutting that out, it's, for me, I find, just brings you back, man. It's kind of like centers you. Don't eat for 3 days. No, but I need to eat. No, you don't. You don't, dude.
Yeah,
You're just
I've been
used to
thinking
eating.
about doing that actually.
Do it.
Yeah, doing a fast. But not just like you're doing it for every day. I'm saying doing like a 3-4 day fast, something like that.
Yeah, do it. It's
I've just been seeing a lot on it because after, what's his name?
Dana White.
Dana White did it, and then everyone's fucking doing it. It's day one of my 7-day fast, or my 6-day fast. Like everyone's fucking doing it. But in the same token, I'm also hearing a lot of the health benefits from experts as well, not just people going, oh, I've lost 5 kilos, I've done this, I look better, I do this. No, it's not about that. The other benefits is what really interests me. Like even something saying like reduces your risk of a heart attack by 50% and just gets rid of some particular cancer by like 80% by doing it, shit like that.
I think it's just your body resets, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to think your body needs time to process all this shit.
Yeah, you never give it a break.
You never give it a break. You're constantly eating new stuff. And
Yeah, it
it's
makes
like,
sense.
hold your shit together, man.
Think
Like,
about as a caveman, like they're not eating every day. They'll eat for one day, they'll probably eat really good, then they've got to go out and hunt. They've got to go fish, they've got to go catch an animal, they've got to go get food or grow it or whatever it is.
I only do it because it's the only way I can control my calories.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
and
the only way I
people
can do it.
saying, "Oh, fasting is I lose all this weight." It's not. All that fasting is doing is putting you in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
that's
it's
all
the
it is.
only way I can eat under what I need. If I
Yeah.
have lunch and dinner, I'll eat too much.
Well, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a very
Way too much.
westernized concept.
Yeah.
So they were saying that the Greeks actually did this because Greeks fucking invented everything.
Greeks invented
Everything.
invented everything.
It was very much that European diet where they would work all day, they'd come home and eat at like 2, have a really big meal, and that was it. Then they'd go have a siesta, whatever they're going to do.
I used to do that. Dude, when I used to get home from school, I used to have my main meal as soon as I get home from school.
Yeah, I used to eat when I got home from school and have lunch and have breakfast.
Yeah,
Do
they're
you know
like
what I mean?
your breakfast. Actually, I never ate breakfast. I used to have morning tea or whatever, recess,
yeah.
playtime.
Yeah, but it's a very westernized thing, and think about it. It was what was it? What's it called? The revolution age or some shit where everyone was working in a factory.
Oh, the industrial revolution.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The Industrial Revolution. They brought it in then because it's like, okay, wake up in the morning, have breakfast so you have energy for the day. Then we'll have a lunch break so you can eat and have energy for the rest of the day. Then come home and your wife's going to cook you dinner so you have a nice hearty meal before you go to sleep and then wake up the next morning and go again. So the 3 meals a day is a westernized thing. And then everyone's been drilled into that. And now we're all used to that. That's why we're hungry at breakfast, hungry at lunch, hungry at dinner.
Well, do you eat breakfast?
At this time. No, I don't actually. I don't. Actually, just recently I've started because I'm not consuming enough protein. So I just started to eat 3 boiled eggs.
In the morning,
Yeah.
first meal?
Yeah, like it'll be 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, but otherwise I would skip breakfast altogether and not eat till lunch and then like 1 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
And then have dinner. But now that I'm training, I'm seeing the importance of having more protein. So that's why I'm trying to eat more protein, not so much because I want breakfast.
Do you use shakes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
trying to. But I'm trying to get it from whole foods more than shakes and shit like that. So, but yeah, very westernized thing. And if you think about it, when our bodies were never really made to eat like that. Like how many overweight people do you see in...
The world's overweight, dude.
No, I'm going deeper.
Port Melbourne.
So like in Amazon, like in the Amazons, those tribes.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
okay.
You
Yeah.
none of them are overweight.
Yeah, but is that a good reference?
Purely
point?
from an extreme reference point. Like I'm saying, it's because of how their lifestyle and how they are. The food, they don't go to Coles and just go, hey, grab some Cocoa
Yeah,
Pops, grab some meat, grab
I
some
think
bananas.
If I was to play devil's advocate here, I think the instant response would be because they don't have food there. Do you know what I mean?
Because they don't. No, they do. How do they not have food? They,
No,
they,
like
they
as
live
in,
off
as
the
in
Amazon
it's,
River.
it's limited.
Maybe. They just got to go to more effort for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's limited. I reckon they'd be eating every day.
Yeah, I
they've
think
got to
they'd
go.
be
They've got to
eating every
hunt.
day.
They've
They're
got
not
to,
starving.
they're hunter gatherers. That's
Yeah.
what they are, effectively. We're not hunter gatherers anymore.
There's still tribes like that, huh?
Yeah, fucking oath, man.
That's
Absolutely.
insane.
It's massive. Like there's people that haven't even seen a white person before.
You'd freak.
They would. They'd freak. They're like touching them and what the hell is going on? It's
What's
fine.
wrong? What's wrong with this guy? Why does his skin look like that?
Yeah. And I also was reading something as well. I can't remember where I saw it. But it's saying most of the highly successful people as well have come from a background of adversity too. So they've had to work hard to get out of that situation to then become the success that they are today. I've heard of a lot of and yeah, you look at a lot of the super wealthy or those types of people, they've generally had to work. I'm not saying all of them. There could be some that are not like that, but still.
So do you
It's
see
not-
that as you like creating your own suffering? Like pushing yourself, that is the adversity. Sorry, what I was trying to say is the people who went through adversity were put in an uncomfortable
Yeah,
position.
absolutely they were.
Yeah.
Because if they were comfortable, and that's what you look at again, kids with silver, or people that were fed with a silver spoon. Life's so easy; they get everything at their feet. Like the Lamborghini means nothing for them. It's one of their 17 cars. Like, and then they tend to lose a lot of purpose too, because they've got nothing that drives them.
Do they?
I reckon.
Do
I
they?
reckon it's a bigger problem.
Or does the media do such a great job of showing us that one person who did?
Did what?
lose their purpose and they had everything? Do they do such a great job of glorifying that so much that people then turn around and say, see, money doesn't make you happy?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. There would be that.
Because how many people do you know that are in that position?
Me personally?
Yeah. Like realistically, or even
I don't
not
know
personally, but people that you know of. You know what I mean? Do you think about like people say, oh, look at actors, they're off the rails. Most of them have a decent life. Some of them go off the rails, but some of everyone
Yeah, exactly. You look,
goes off the rails.
you look in your
You
street.
go, yeah, look
There's
in your
people
street. You've probably got a couple of people that are off the rails.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just the way they position it.
Yeah, absolutely they would.
But
Absolutely.
people don't think about that next step.
Yeah, but I mean, Gary Vee says that too. He gets a lot of people like trust fund babies and all that sort of stuff messaging him saying, I don't know what to do. I'm this. You know, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. And he just responds back like, well, fucking change. Like, leave. He's saying, oh, my parents buy me everything. I've got no purpose. Fucking move out. Go live in Australia and go buy an apartment and get your job and make your life of yourself. You don't have to sit there and accept their money, accept their this, accept that. So it does ultimately come down to the individual, no matter your situation, whether it's a silver spoon, whether it's a difficult scenario, whether it's, man, the other thing that could be a big killer is just, you might be just middle of the range, medium,
Middle class.
Middle class.
Middle class trap,
Yeah, like it can be that too.
GC says.
Is it?
Yeah,
It is?
the middle class
GC.
trap. He's like,
How good was it going to be when we get GC on?
can't wait. Got my GC journal for
you
everyone
love
that's
it?
following along.
Show it. Put it on
George
camera.
delivered.
I delivered this time. Put it on camera. Take a photo and tag.
George delivered. Brand new.
In the packet.
In the packet.
Never
signed by. Looking forward to this.
That's it.
All right, so someone who listened to this now and they're like, fuck, that might be me, man. Maybe I am too comfortable.
Yeah.
What should that person do?
This is what I would do. Well, you've got to identify it. Am I that person?
Awareness.
Yeah. Have self-awareness. That's the very first thing. The second thing is you don't have to go out tomorrow and run 15 Ks, read 43 books and do 2,000 sit-ups.
Before breakfast.
That's it. You don't have to do that. But read a chapter. Start with that. Just read a chapter today.
So just start.
Just start, man. Just start. What is it that you're lacking in your life? Is it knowledge? Is it health? Is it fitness? Like, what is it? Get up off your ass, go for a walk.
What if you are so comfortable in, like, people get comfortable in different areas of their life, yeah? That's a great point that you make. So people get comfortable in different areas. Like, people can get comfortable in a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And they don't do what they
Huge
used
trap.
to.
Huge trap.
Yeah.
It's like saying you went, you know, the big trap for people that get married, they stop dating each other.
Yeah.
They stop dating each other. It's like, well, why? It's like you go to all that effort to win that person's love and affection and show, hey, I'm a good partner. Then you get married and you're like, oh, cool, we're fucking done.
That's it, yeah.
That's it. You cook, I'll make money, or whatever it's going to be, whatever the relationship dynamic is. It's comfort. You just assume that person's going to be happy and you're going to be happy and everything's going to work together. But no, you've got to work on it. Every single fucking moment of every day. It's not easy. That's probably one of the hardest things to be active on. And, you know, it's like, I've said this to my missus a while ago. It's like you look at other people's relationship and, like, do you want an extraordinary relationship? I'll ask you, like, what type of relationship do you want? Do you want one that's like, it's an amazing relationship? Or do you want it just to be, I love her?
No, of course you want to. Everyone, me personally, I would want an amazing relationship.
I would say everyone that, especially everyone that gets married, wants that.
Yeah.
But why is it so many people buy into the shit and just go, no, it's like dad bod. No, it's like, I've got a dad bod now.
People buy into
That's it.
all the shit. Why
They
do you
buy
make?
into
Why do you
all of
make
it.
$100,000 and stop?
Yeah, 6 figures is that magic. That
Yeah.
100K.
Like, why do you make $100,000 and
figure.
stop?
Yeah.
And then they make $100,000 for the next 30 years, and they think they won, and you're like, you didn't build on that year on
gave
year
up.
on year. Like,
Yeah.
why did you not stop? Like, why did you stop? Like, okay, get there, that's good, but keep going. Like, don't get comfortable.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Be grateful. Don't be complacent.
Yep. Man, it can be with just anything, with any vice of yours. Remember, someone takes drugs, smoke marijuana every day. Maybe putting shit up your nose every day. Whatever it is, like you're getting comfortable with it. Is that really the best thing for you and serving your life? You got kids and
Drinks
you're still
coffee-
doing that? What the
drinks
fuck's wrong with
coffee
you?
every day.
Drinks coffee every day.
I can't wait for you to
Smokes.
I used to smoke.
I think you told me that. I think
Yeah.
that's full on.
It's just something I stopped.
Dude.
I've stopped everything that has ever I've felt like I don't have an addictive personality.
Yeah. Do you think that's a good thing?
I reckon it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon it's a really good thing
Yeah.
because I can stop anything. I'm in control.
Mm.
You know? But so if you don't, because here's the thing, it's easy to say like, yeah, get up, go lose weight, change the way you eat, da-da-da. That's easy. Like it's easy to say it, right? But what if you don't want to do the uncomfortable thing?
Then accept your situation. Accept that you're going to be where you are. Fucking oath.
Cop it on the chin.
That's it. Don't bitch and moan and pull other people down
Well,
because they're not where you
what
are
what
or
if,
where you want to be. Because that's what a lot of tall people, honestly, that's what tall poppy syndrome is. It's this person's achieving the shit that I've given up on.
Yeah,
Fuck you, come back down to us where we're normal.
I agree.
Oh, you've changed, Robbie. You've changed,
so.
man.
I hope so.
Fucking oath, I hope so.
So if I want to change something and I now have the awareness that this is somewhere where I've sort of been complacent. I fucking hate the word complacent. Somewhere I've been complacent in my life. I hate it, yeah, so much. I hate talking about it. Somewhere I've been complacent in my life and I now know I need to change. And I know I need to do something, but doing something is a really big step.
Yeah.
You know, for some people it's their health.
How about support?
For some people it's their relationship.
Mm-hmm. Get support. Support. Okay. I started training
what's
again.
support?
Well, I wanted to train. I used to go to the gym all the time when I was early 20s and I was in really good shape. And I did it all by myself. Never got PT, never got anything. But now I realise I could have gone to the gym, done the same sort of shit, but realistically I probably wouldn't have kept at it. So I made that decision. I go, you know what? I'm going to get a PT. I went and found the biggest guy in the gym. All right, the guy that was in the best shape, didn't fuck around. Like, I'm big on this too. Would you ever hire a fat PT?
Why would you hire a
Exactly,
fat PT?
exactly. Or a PT that's not in great shape.
No.
Or maybe just in okay shape. Let's just look at it and go, man, how could I listen to you?
But that's the thing. Goes back to the whole thing about...
I've seen PTs that are not in shape
Hey?
at the gym before. I've seen personal trainers
Oh,
that
really?
are not in great shape.
Like fat?
Not,
Or
no,
like
no, just
skinny fat?
Yeah, skinny fat. Let's
Skinny
say that.
fat?
Let's say that. But still, again, I was like, hang on.
Like how bad? Like if it's... I don't know how you're going to describe this.
Like me.
Oh, you're not skinny fat.
Whatever. I don't know. I wouldn't say, yeah, I guess I'm not
Skinny fat's like a person who hides it really well, but they're kind of flobs.
Oh, I reckon I'm skinny fat.
Oh, really?
I've just got the spare tyre around my waist. So that's always the hardest part to lose. See, this is the thing. I was in the pool. When we're talking about that 5% of people, 5% of guys, I didn't put myself in that 5%. I put myself in the 95. I wanted to be...
It's awareness.
Yeah, that's right. I can't sit here and say, yeah, I'm fucking part of the 5. As much as I wanted to be, I didn't feel that I was at that moment. You know, now standing in the pool, if the water was above belly button space, I go, this guy's in good shape. This guy's in the 5. As soon as you get out, you go, oh, a bit of a spare tyre there. So I didn't put myself in that 5%. But anyway, so we're talking about the PT. So I needed that help. I could have gone to the gym by myself. I really wanted to. I really want to get into shape. Is it daunting? Yeah. Like this guy has taught me, I think he's the best guy I've come across as far as, shout out to Jordan if you're watching and listening. But I reckon he's in the best shape that he can be in. And I recognise that. But he's the most knowledgeable guy when it came to techniques to lift and to push yourself and training and nutrition and all that sort of stuff. And I've learned a lot from him during that period. And as a result of that, I now have that confidence to go to the gym on my own, to motivate and do that sort of stuff too. So I felt that you're saying that you want to take that step, finding people that can help you take that step and surrounding yourself by that. It's like that you become the average of the 5 people you're around. Well, change that average. Get that people around you.
How good is it when you find someone that is very good at what they do?
Yeah, so good.
Like it is so... But why? So you know why it's so good? Because not many people are that good at what they do.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good. If it was everywhere, you wouldn't like it as much.
That's it.
But people are that no good at what they do that when you find someone... Dude, I went and bought today...
That's what we're saying. That's what it can be such an... Like, it's not that hard to win.
Yeah.
But you guys are fucking asleep. You're sleeping at the wheel.
Literally.
Wake the fuck up.
Dude.
Wake up.
Hey, I went today, this morning.
Yeah.
I went to buy I walked in to buy a gaff. Do you know what a gaff is? So I'm going to Eden. I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
Okay. A gaff is like a big hook to catch. Like if you get a really big fish, you can't pull it up with the line. You need this massive hook to pull it up.
Yeah.
I went to buy a gaff.
Is that like in something? I know what you did last summer. You're not a movie buff. Fucking, I'll keep going.
Anyway, so I went to buy a gaff, and
Movie buffs know what I'm talking about.
I called them yesterday. I ordered it in. It was $130.
Yeah.
I walked in to get today. The guy was that enthusiastic
About a gaff, about a big ass
about
hook.
just everything. Where are you off to? And then we started talking. Anyway, went in to spend $130. Walked out spending $1,500. Just bought a new rod, new reel, new line.
Good.
Bought all these lures. Like he just, dude, he was so passionate. And at the end, man, I was like, hey, dude, sat down with me. Like after I'd paid, come sitting. I want to show you some spots. Like so passionate about what he did. Yeah. And
Give that man a raise, by the way.
well, here's the best part. I was like, are you the owner? And he's like, no. And I was like, what? You don't own this place? And he's like, no. And I'm like, you just work here? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, dude. And he's like, hey, if you're there and they're not biting, call the shop, ask for me. My name's Steve. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to call the shop. I might. But how, like, you know what I mean?
So
Talk about over-delivering.
That's it.
Like
And that's
so
that
passionate
person.
and so knowledgeable. So it taught me so much, man. I was there for like an hour. Went to walk in, grab it and walk out. I swear. Went to walk in, grab it and walk out. Parked, fucked. Because I was like, I'm going to be 2 minutes. And yeah, he caught me. He shared his knowledge. He knew exactly what he was talking about.
Going above and beyond.
We talk
Above
about
and beyond.
support.
And look at that.
Extra service. Yeah.
And you know what? Go back there in 5-10 years' time, he probably is going to run the shop. If that's what he wants. When I say
old.
run that shop,
Pretty
it'll be, well, was he?
He's pretty old.
Was he? 5-10
Dude,
years?
I was convinced he was the owner. I was like, this guy must be the owner. I
good.
called, I spoke to you. I walk in, you're the first guy I see.
So good.
You knew everything about everything, and you're not even the owner. You're just a worker.
Good on him.
Passion.
Good on him. I love it.
It's not that hard to be that good, huh?
So, yeah, you want to take the step, surround yourself with the right people. Anything else you would say with that or add to that?
Nah, I think
Maybe plan it out. So go, cool. Let's just use fitness again. I'm going to work out once a week.
yeah, or like tie some emotion in. Like, why are you doing this? Like,
Yes.
what's the purpose? Why do you want to
Greater
lose the
purpose.
weight? What's
Greater
the what's
Not just the six pack. The six pack can't. The
Why do you wanna-
destination
what's-
can't be the end result. Like you've got to
what's
be
you
beyond
know?
that.
Is it that you want to meet your grandkids? Is it that do you know what I mean? Like do you want to walk your daughter down the aisle? Like what is it at the end of the day that's really going to push you to get what you want? I genuinely believe that if you connect the dots with, and I'll use cigarettes here as an example. I genuinely believe that if you connect the dots with someone smoking and them not seeing their kids grow up, I genuinely believe you can make anyone quit. Most people are too scared to connect the dots. Do you know what I mean? Like genuinely connect the dots. Because if they found out the next day that I've got 12 months left and I'm not going to see my 6-year-old grow up into an adult, that would fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would do anything in that moment, anything
To take
it all back. And if you can connect the dots before it happens, I think you are giving someone the greatest gift ever. You know, so you got to tie it into why do you really want this?
And you know what? We touched on this the other day. It's like you said to me when we were in Sydney and you grabbed a donut for dinner. I fucking lost my mind. I couldn't believe
Breakfast,
it.
yeah.
Sorry, not for dinner, for breakfast. Oh, I couldn't fucking believe it. I was just blown away. I was so surprised. I didn't think you, of all people, would eat a donut for fucking breakfast. It was a good donut, though.
See my biceps?
Well, I saw your waistline as well. So
It's worth it. Well worth it.
But you said to me, "Go look. If I'm getting fat, you got to tell me.
Yeah, so
as a
just tell me.
friend,
I said you would tell me.
I expect you to do that for someone that cares and loves you.
Yeah.
you should be telling that. To your friends.
You're
So
looking
if
at
you
you're being
guys-
a shit mate.
Yeah, but even a partner, like think about it. You're being complacent. If your partner smokes right now, you have an obligation to try and stop them. You have that obligation to get them on the right path and say, like,
If
what
you
the fuck
really
are you doing?
genuinely care.
That's right. You've got to move heaven and earth to make sure that they understand that. Now, some people might not react to that well, whatever it is. But ultimately, when you connect those
I
dots,
couldn't date someone that smokes. I could not do it.
yeah, there you go.
It'd be a rule. Like
It'd be a rule?
Yeah, like stop
Yeah.
or I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm parking and going.
That's it. Well, there's some of your values, isn't it? So that's the type of people that you're going to attract. So Where were we with that? I've lost the track. But yeah,
you've got to
we had
move heaven and earth.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That you care for someone. You know, you got to. If you really genuinely care about them, you're going to do what you need to do to get them on the right path too.
Oh, 100%
And
agree.
that in itself is an uncomfortable conversation. Because they'll be like, fucking stop busting my balls.
That's another thing, man. Uncomfortable
Stop
conversations.
Yeah.
Most people won't
I've
talk
read this
about.
quote. Where is I got to find
Most
it.
people won't
Keep
talk
talking,
about the little things that they need to talk about
Yeah.
in their relationship, in their life, confront yourself. Sometimes the conversations with yourself, like, hey, yeah, no, I am getting fat.
Yeah.
You know, and I need to do something about this. Or, you know, hey, when you do, in relationships especially, all the little shit ends up festering.
Yeah.
You know, the little things, she did this, it annoyed me. No, I won't say anything. Oh, he did that, it annoyed me. No, I won't say anything. And it builds 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 and then it blows up. Over what? You didn't have the courage, I guess, is the word. You didn't have the courage to have that conversation that you both would have been uncomfortable having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for what? You know what it is with being uncomfortable as well? You get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like you get comfortable doing the things that you don't like doing.
Absolutely.
You don't. Some things you end up liking more, some things you won't. But let me tell you, you get better at doing them. I don't ever sit there and think cold shower, I can't wait. I swear I don't, man. But it doesn't stop me from doing it. You know, same thing with the ice bath, same thing with the runs. Like I don't ever sit there, I can't wait to go for a run tonight.
Yeah.
Never want to go for a run, ever. Ever. Can't think of one time. I've sat there like, can't wait to do this.
Yeah. But uncomfortable conversations are so important. So important. Jordan Peterson said this: conflict delayed is conflict intensified.
Love JP.
Yeah. And I remember reading that. I go, fuck, that's so true. The more you delay that difficult conversation, it actually becomes worse. And think about it even from a work perspective. How many conversations are you guys avoiding right now with an employee, with a client, with a supplier, subcontractor, whoever it is? You're avoiding that conversation because you're like, fuck, I cannot be bothered listening to their shit. Oh, this is going to cost someone money. Me, them, us. We're going to argue. So you just avoid it. Oh, I'll call them tomorrow. I'll call them on Friday. And then Friday comes, you're like, fuck, it's the week. Oh,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fuck, it's 1 o'clock, I'll do it. Yeah.
And then if you actually called them when you became aware of the issue, say, hey, this just came up. I just want to call you and let you know. And they don't answer.
Eat the frog.
I actually called a client the other day, yesterday. Now, they're avoiding my conversation.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm like fucking gutless. But anyway, because I don't actually think they're even going to respond. They owe me money. And I called them up. I said, hey, Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. Just letting you know I'm still here. Give me a call. Just want to have a quick chat with you. And they haven't called me back. I messaged them as well. They didn't answer. So it's very disappointing, but they're avoiding that difficult conversation because if they answered the call, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad. I'm not going to yell at them and say, hey, look, I can see the misunderstanding here. How about we do this, 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 and this? Right? I won't charge you the full amount. I'll just charge you what it costs me, just so because the job's finished. I'm like, let's just do that, and then we just walk away. As in,
do you think they're doing it?
Do
you think they're doing that more so to try and get away?
Yeah, like obviously they don't want to pay the extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's regardless. Like, have some integrity. Have some integrity about yourself. Like, you've asked for something to get done and now you're not paying for it. Like, what's wrong with you? That's stealing. You're a crook. And guys, you're going to come across people like that all the time. You can't get upset over shit like that. That's what I've learned over the years. And do you know what else I've learned over the years, off topic? Hey, we haven't gone sideways yet.
We're really pretty good.
We're pretty good on today's topic, unlike fucking last episode. But the more successful you get, the more you're going to need a solicitor. That's what I've realised. The bigger you get, the more you're going to want people around you, like real good consultants, solicitors, accountants, people like that, to have your back when you need them. Just call them up, say, hey, sort this out, your deal, your problem now. Thanks. They go, yep, no worries, leave it to me.
Yeah. It's about building your advisory board, huh?
That's it. So, yeah, the uncomfortable conversations is something you're going to have to get used to, especially with yourself or with someone else that you care about. And doing that early on, man, makes such a big difference.
So, we'll close with this. There's probably if you've listened to this whole episode in one hit, there is probably a person you've thought about, a thing you've thought about, a conversation that, you know, or a call or a text that you haven't responded to or you know you need to make. And I'm going to say go and start by doing that thing now. Like, go do that thing. Eat the frog. Bite the bullet. You know, the Band-Aid hurts less when you rip it off faster.
Do it now.
Right now.
Do it
I'm
now.
gonna hold.
Finish that. Yeah,
We're
we'll pause. We'll pause and we'll come
Put
back.
this on pause and come back and we'll celebrate.
Yeah, do it right now because you've got that some level of motivation or that one thing has come into your head that you know what it is you have to do.
Yeah.
And you're not doing it.
Because something would have popped up.
Yeah, absolutely it would have.
Something would have popped up.
Absolutely.
For you. Yeah. Did for me.
100%. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to do it after this?
Yeah.
Sick. I'll give you some time.
It's good. No, it's good. We get a lot out of this, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think it was last episode. I listened back to an episode and I got something out of it that helped me in that day, in that moment, which was really cool. Really cool.
So go eat that frog.
Yeah. Eat the frog, get shit happening, get it done. Or just be one of the 95%. Be one of the 95%. And, you know, the comfort of today, the comfort today is uncomfort tomorrow.
You know, have you heard the frog in the boiling water thing?
Pretty sure I have.
Yeah. So when you put a frog, if you throw a frog into a pot of boiling water, the frog would jump straight out.
Yeah.
It would sense that the water's hot. But if you put it into a pot with normal water and then you slowly turn up the heat, the frog would never pick up on it. And then the next thing you know, the frog's boiled and dead. And that's how people are living their lives, man. You know, the changes are happening so incrementally that we don't notice. And we're so comfortable that we're not paying any attention to it. And then the next thing you know, you are 10 kilos heavier. You have not spoken to that person for 5 years. You know what I mean? It's just dragged on and on and on and on because you've avoided it. And you're here now listening to this.
Guys,
and we're telling you to do something about it.
think back to 5 years ago from right now. Think back to 5 years ago. What's that? Not 2019.
2019.
Think back to 2019. All right? And see just how quick that's fucking gone. Just blink, then it's over. And chances are, because statistically speaking, the majority of you, maybe not of our listeners, but the majority of people are doing the same shit they were doing 5 years ago. The same problems, the same issues.
Wake up.
5 years has gone by. 5 years, 60 months gone. But now's your opportunity. And you can't change the past. Okay? You can't change the past. You can't predict the future. All you can do is action right now and today. That's all you can do. That's all you can control. Your thoughts, your actions right now. After that, before that, who knows?
It's true, man. It's true. It's going to go like that. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm content.
Go do something. Wake
Do
up.
something extraordinary.
Wake up. Make
Or
it
don't.
happen.
Or don't, and come back here in 5 years. Come listen to this podcast again in 5 years. Actually, do that. If you're that way inclined.
Come back to the same episode.
No, come back to this episode,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yes.
But come back in 5 years. Do you know why? Because this fucking podcast will still be around. The difference will be is we probably will have GC sitting here. Probably will have Jordan Peterson sitting here. Or we won't. And they'll invite us to theirs.
Yeah. 100%.
Or it'll be in a different
How good would
different
that be?
office. Yeah, but man, okay. We're talking about doing extraordinary things. How easy is it, bringing it back again, we're trying to finish, but we're bringing it back. How easy is it not to create content?
Yeah, to do
Like,
nothing.
how easy is it?
Doing nothing
we're doing
is
this
the
podcast.
easiest.
We're doing this podcast now. This is effort,
Yeah.
right? This, doing that. Recording it's one thing, but we're also filming it.
Yeah.
And then you film it. Okay, cool. So now we've got to film it and we've got to put it on the audio. So it goes on Apple, Spotify. Is that it? Is that where it goes audio?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. But then it
Google
goes YouTube.
Podcasts. Yeah, YouTube.
Goes YouTube. We go Instagram, LinkedIn. Like all that
Facebook.
takes huge effort.
Yeah.
That is so far out of our comfort zone. So much easier to be going and doing your digital marketing. So much easier for me to go running the construction company. But we're taking time out of our day to do this because we see that this can lead to extraordinary things.
But
and
it's delayed.
It's delayed gratification.
We've done it for...
Honestly, man, how many people got listening? We get a few regular listeners to this and we love you. Thank you. We appreciate the messages beyond compare.
Yeah.
And drop us a line. We'll always respond. Always respond to your messages.
Hashtag Top George.
Top George. Has that episode come out yet? It hasn't. I think it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Very excited. Top George. Holy shit. Anyway.
That made you lose.
I did. I've done something a couple times today.
Yeah.
It's happened a couple times.
You got distracted at Top George.
Yeah.
Now you were saying, but we've got our listeners who are coming in. We're doing this with delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification. Because we're not seeing the millions rolling in. We're not getting the accolades. We're not on a current affair yet. We will get give it a couple. Maybe after the last episode, probably get a phone.
After the last one, yeah. So anything.
Get a couple of phone calls after the last one. But go out there, guys. Do extraordinary things because you deserve it.
Yeah, make the game easy to win as well. Don't overkill it. Like, start, do something. Don't read 43 books, read a page.
Just read a chapter.
A chapter.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Loved it. Love having you here. Love having the conversations. If you're not subscribed already, please do. It helps us grow the channel. It helps us reach more people. And I'm sure it'll help someone in business or in life as well.
And if you haven't left us a review yet, we kindly ask wherever you listen to this.
Even if you reckon it's shit, if you reckon this is the worst 60 minutes of your life, let us know. Let us know. We're not afraid of positive reinforcement.
Hunting you down.
Yeah, hunting you down. Finding out where you live.
Yeah, and hunting you down.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.